Thank you, Wendell. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with some news coming out of Jamaica. Britain on Friday listed Jamaica among 50 countries exempted from its COVID-19 quarantine rules, but excluded the United States, which on Thursday posted a record of 53,000 new cases of the virus. This means travelers can visit the named countries for holidays without being quarantined for 14 days on return as of July 10, unless they have visited or stopped in any other country or territory in the preceding 14 days. Other Caribbean countries on the list include Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. The British government said the list may be updated over the coming days following further discussion between the United States and international partners. Still in Jamaica, we tell you now that Jamaica has suspended the use of a badge representing one of the highest British royal honors after anti-racism protesters decried its imagery of a white angel standing on the head of Satan depicted as a chained man with dark skin. Protesters in Jamaica and elsewhere have likened the image of George Floyd, the Black American who was killed last month after a Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck nearly for 9 minutes. The Queen's representative to Jamaica, Governor General Patrick Allain, said on June 26 he had requested that the imagery on the badge be changed to reflect an inclusive image of a shared humanity of all people. The Order of St. Michael and St. George badge is an honor to the Queen, typically awards to British ambassadors and senior foreign office officials and royal representatives throughout the Commonwealth. But Clyde Williams, a Jamaican lawyer who was one of the first to raise the issue on social media, says that the badge's imagery was a clear depiction of white supremacy. A British online petition calling for its redesign has garnered more than 15,000 signatures. It is unclear whether Jamaica is the first country to have suspended its use. And now for some news coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. Gangsters, be warned. This is a war you will not win. That's the message from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Thursday to people in communities who feel they can engage the police in gunfights. To hotspot communities plagued by gun violence, which are genuinely hurting, however, Keith also announced a recovery team to foster good order and engage in reconciliation. Rowley addressed the issues following protest actions in parts of Trinidad during the first 3 days of the week. The actions were sparked by last weekend's alleged extrajudicial killing of Morville residents Joel Jacob, Noel Diamond, and Israel Clinton. The PM extended condolences to the family of the 3 men, relatives of PC Alain Mosley, who was killed in an encounter hours before the men were killed. Rowley said, and I quote, "TNT has 5 dead people, grieving families, and a bruised nation. Looking to the future, hoping this would all be a thing of the past." The Prime Minister said the protests were organized and there were evidence people with political ambitions associated with criminal elements were involved. He also made it clear that the police must ensure they maintain public trust and urged that various authorities expedite their probes on the killings. He said he sympathized with those who were calling for justice in the killings of the Morville residents. And now for a final story coming out of Cuba. Cuba said on Wednesday it will begin easing a pandemic lockdown in Havana on Friday, while most of the rest of the country will move to phase 2 of a 3-phase process towards normalization. The capital's 2.2 million residents will once more be able to move around on public and private transport, go to the beach and other recreation centers, and enjoy a seaside drive just in time for the summer break. They can also dine and have a drink, although social distancing and wearing of masks remain mandatory. Optional medical and other services will also resume. Only a handful of COVID-19 cases were reported in Cuba last month. Most of the Caribbean island, home to 11.2 million inhabitants, have been free of the disease for more than a month. On Wednesday, the country opened a group of isolated resorts key to international tourism. Phase 3 broadens international travel depending on risk. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Wendell.